Happy 2024 watch collectors. A quick unboxing and a overview of my purchasing experience for Grand Seiko in Japan. It was a very interesting experience for any watch collectors if you're taking a short trip to Tokyo. With Grand Seiko and Seiko in general having a very big presence in Tokyo's Ginza neighborhood, which is a high-end shopping district. There's also a lot of second-hand options in Tokyo itself. You have I myself went to Nakano Broadway, where they have a smattering of classic watches from either Swiss or Japanese brands, and of course, everyone wants either a Grand Seiko or a second-hand Rolex, of which you can find anything of your particular taste. In my case, while I was there, I wanted to take advantage of the fairly weak yen and see whether I could get my hands on a watch that I passed up on here in Singapore, and that is, of course, the Tentagraph. Here is an example of some of the new presentation. So this paper, you've probably seen it if you've unboxed a few Grand Seikos before. I'm not quite sure what paper this is. Probably the same type of paper you might see in like a Japanese calligraphy or like some of their furniture, like their sliding doors and stuff like that. But this is new. This is a Grand Seiko box case, leather box, made in Japan. And I've had two previous Grand Seikos before. I'll probably put one of them on display later, but this is the first time I've had a box like this, so it's good to see that the brand is starting to learn and add that more premium feel to their products. So without further ado, let's see what this baby looks like. And here we have the Grand Seiko Tentagraph. Zoom this bad boy in, and well, see for yourself, guys. It's quite a good looking watch. So this is a 10 beats per second high beat watch, and it is fully made of titanium, and it's the first automatic chronograph that Grand Seiko has done. They have done chronographs before, but mainly using the spring drive movement, so this is the first of their automatic chronographs. I say first because I suspect there will probably be future different colorways or different dial colors of this, and while I'm not really keen on the blue dial, and I'm just gonna zoom that in, that is still a beautiful dial for sure. You can tell the smaller dial cutouts have a blackened titanium finish to them, and the date window itself, it's the date wheel. It has a blue background with the white indices and a blackish titanium finish to that date window. And you can see, I guess they probably could have made the Tentagraph wording a little bit more 3D, but that's fine. I think the Grand Seiko initials being a little 3D, it's more than enough, I think. So, full titanium case, fully titanium bracelet. I can't say what the dial is made of. The bezel is a ceramic, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, it took me a while to figure out how to say that. And Zaratsu polishing, of course, is used sparingly. I think probably because it's a lot harder to polish titanium to the Zaratsu finish. But also, like, if you're gonna wear this as a sporty watch, and the size of this watch is quite big, it's probably gonna bang into something eventually. So you want to keep that the amount of scratches on it as low as possible. As beautiful as Zaratsu is in person, that finish is a scratch magnet. So here's a little bit. The indices and the hands are loomed out. I can't really demonstrate that in my current setup right now. The pushers are big and Zaratsu finished, and you can see how my fingerprints are just sticking all over that. and the crown is embossed with the Grand Seiko initials. The back of the watch is an exhibition case with the flywheel being engraved with the Grand Seiko Tentagraph name and the Grand Seiko lion mark. I actually like this feature with the naming, and it wears pretty decently. I was sized at the boutique itself. The sales representative was very kind to me, and we went through the specs of the watch and things like warranty and repairs and care. He spoke fluent English. I'll put his name card up for your future reference if you happen to be in Ginza at the time and you need an English speaking representative. So it wears very, very slim despite how big it is, and I think because of the weight of titanium being as light as it is, it doesn't feel like it's of course it doesn't feel like it's there. Of course it's there, but you don't feel that heft that you would get like with a basic Grand Seiko. Like for example, my previous watch is a Grand Seiko High Beat GMT. For reference, I'll just put this down here, and I will show off my current Grand Seiko GMT. So this is my Grand Seiko GMT, and it wears fairly high. I'm not sure what magic they've done to keep that profile as low as possible, but for some reason this feels like it wears fairly high. It might be the sapphire crystal, it might be the way the flanges are just like protruding out, but I've always felt that this had a tendency to be easy to scratch, and that's because of how big the Zaratsu flanges are. Like all this is Zaratsu. Is that a scratch? Oh no, it's not. Nope, it's not. But I've had this watch polished before, so I tend to be very careful with it. I've only since the scratches, I've only worn it like sparingly, maybe twice. So what was my purchasing experience like in Japan? It was pleasant, especially in the Grand Seiko boutique. He explained to me that I had the option to use it as a bracelet, or they could for free change it to a silicone strap, which they also handed it to me in case I ever wanted to change it here in Singapore. I would have to go to probably the boutique in Marina Bay for assistance. I think he mentioned that the boutique in Marina Bay can help me out with repairs or with any other servicing. So this is the silicone or rubber strap that comes with the watch. It is engraved with the Grand Seiko name, and I'm not sure what this band is, probably just to hold the watch together. Unfortunately, this is only compatible with a watch of this size, so you can't just go ahead and strap it onto anything else, and I don't think you could. So I'll just put that to the side. So okay, let's go through the basic function, which is it's an egg timer. It's a timer. So you press this button here, and your chronograph starts to run. The leftmost dial is the minute hand, and the bottom dial is measures in hours, if I'm not mistaken. So you would be able to measure maybe up to 12 hours worth of timekeeping. And let's just let it run for a minute. So you can see that the minute hand is starting to go to the and while we're doing that, we can just admire how just gorgeous this Iwate dial is. So you can see that the leftmost dial starts to go to the 1 minute point. And okay, if you're gonna stop the watch or stop the timing function, you just press the top dial, the top button again, and you gotta press the reset. Now, being a fully automatic watch, if you want to just run it both as just a watch and with the chronograph function, you got to make sure that the watch is fully winded up. I had a bit of a scare where I suddenly couldn't run the chronograph feature, and I thought that something had happened, but it was actually because the spring probably was not winded up enough. So I bought this, as I mentioned, from a boutique in Ginza. This is the gentleman that purchased it. I purchased it from, Mr. Hirotoka Furukawa. The address of the shop is there, Grand Seiko Boutique Ginza, and in Japanese. A very nice gentleman. He spoke fluent English and walked me through the most important aspect of the purchasing, which was the tax-free. So in Singapore right now, this watch, the Tentagraph, retails at about 19,000 SGD or Singapore dollars. I can't say what the equivalent of that in USD would be. Probably closer to about 17 USD, 17,000 USD. With the yen being as it is right now, and with 10% tax free, the price I paid for it was 1,000. I'm sorry. Oh, this is the price. Now, the original price will come with a 10% tax rebate. So that's the price and minus off 10%. And with the exchange, it cost me about 15,600 Singapore dollars, which I've saved about close to about $2,000 to $2,500 worth of savings here. Now, in itself is victory, I guess, but it's also a good way to end my trip in Japan. I enjoyed my trip to Japan, and I wanted to top it off with something that was memorable. The gentleman also tried to convince me to visit Shizukushi, where this watch is made. Now, when I bought the watch, as I can see, I bought the watch on the date of purchase on the 8th of January. It's winter in Japan, and I asked him whether Shizukushi was snowing, and he said yes, and I said maybe next time. Me and snow and cold weather in general just don't get along, but it looks very impressive. It looks like something I would plan in the future. I hope, and this especially has me interested. The lounge shop with exclusive Grand Seikos. I can't be sure whether you could see that, but Grand Seiko Studio Shizukushi exclusive watches. Sounds like a plan. And yeah, to top that off, like I was explaining to him, like when I bought my original GMT, I did not have a box like this, and it seems to be the brand is growing, and he seemed to be very happy to see that I was a returning customer. So he threw in a travel case for free, which I really appreciated. So I can just pop this in, and yep, I got my travel case. I wouldn't need to like travel with something bulky like this. And yeah, closing thoughts. I really like this watch. I think it's expensive for sure, but if you are able to go to Japan, take advantage of the current yen exchange and the tax-free, and you could also risk buying this secondhand. There are options to buy this secondhand, and you probably could get it cheaper if you buy it secondhand. But I figured since I wanted the experience to just buy it firsthand, I just went with it. Oh, I should also mention this this mat here. This is a furoshiki, which I think is a Japanese wrapping cloth. My box that this Grand Seiko came in was wrapped in this furoshiki. It's a very nice. It was a very nice experience. Like you buy the watch and then they just wrap it up for you in this furoshiki. It's a very authentic experience. I enjoyed it. Anyway, closing thoughts and just another last close zoom in of the watch. It's a beautiful watch. I hope that one day I can pass it down to somebody, and yeah, good hunting if you're ever in Japan, and be safe because there's a lot of deals out there, and Japan is just beautiful this time of year. Japan is beautiful every year, it seems. And I'll end that with a just another close-up of this beautiful dial. And all the best to you guys in 2024. Good hunting and good luck.